All right, welcome back. It's this over today, live in the studio with the official mouthpiece station and Sugar of Lele.
Yep.
You know, we just talked about the flooding. Just in yesterday, we had, you know, the Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency will say 17 states giving us a red mark alert. Like 17 states have a tendency of rising water levels, which could trigger flooding over and over again, which I feel is...
I'm telling you, we're talking Kogi, Adamawa, Katsina, Lagos, and a couple of other states.
Lagos is supposed to be number one.
I tell you, man. So Lagos is some type of like, we're like the father of it when it comes to flooding. I tell you, man.
So now the question is, what's going to happen to businesses, belongings, houses, particularly the ones that are built on water, supposedly, not the one on land. Here we have our guest. We mentioned that we have a very good conversation and insightful one at that. Our guest in the house is John Akinboyewa, a Nigerian-American technology entrepreneur and humanitarian with extensive experience in disaster response and community relief. So also the founder of the Hungry app. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Dap, why black?
You know, it's true to my color. It almost fits the skin. So
the thing is, when you ask John a question, he has an answer for everything.
Yeah.
I just tell my thoughts. That's what it is.
Guys, nice to have you. All right, so looking at the recent flooding in Lagos right now, all right, what concerns are you most about when it comes to physical damages?
You know, anytime you have disaster relief, the government is left with billions and billions and billions, trillions of naira in damages. It's a lot, and I hope we can recover from it fast. But people have immediate needs, and those are damages that our work, my life's work, really tries to address. Is how do we help each other right now? I mean, there's a disaster response plan. There is, you know, what we're going to do. Okay, how do we fix this 10 years from now so it doesn't happen again, right? We don't want to become city of Atlantis.
You know, we talked about this, you know, it wasn't you and I, it was I and she was telling me about, we hope Lagos doesn't become the city of Atlantis.
No, we can't be submerged. We can't be submerged. So we think of immediate needs because we can't get to tomorrow without today.
So when people hear disaster relief, we need people like you. Now we're talking about unemployment because see, this is part of the job roles that we need in our country in order to be able to cover all of these disasters. So now when people hear disaster relief, they think of food supplies, they think of money and all of those things.
Right.
What does it really involve? Like, what does it take? You know, let people understand what disaster relief is.
An intense amount of coordination, logistics, timing, record keeping. Right? What works? What doesn't work? You need a lot of facets of human capital and willing participants too, right? Because everyone's dealing with their own problems. So ownership of their own problems, but how to help your next neighbor, how to help the person down the street, how to help people, volunteers. Exactly. But those humanitarians too, they have stomachs, they have needs, right? So they're not coming in with wings from the sky. They're humans too. So humans have to help humans. That's the first step. Humans have to help humans.
Great. So it seems after the flood, right, there are always communities that find it very hard to actually get back to the regular day-to-day activities, while some are quick to actually, you know, what are some of the reasons or ways this can actually be tackled? Because you have some communities like after the flood, after the rains of like roughly a week ago, you had places that got dried up.
Right.
People were going about their various businesses, and we still have places like my place where certain people are part of their shop, like a lady I told you about who's locked up her shop for like a week, and like she can't go to work. So how do we cope all of that?
I mean, what happens to the items in her shop? Like, I mean, do they spoil?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do, because she has some
Exactly.
perishable goods, and she was telling me of how, you know, she actually came to ask for some relief, and I was like, oh, this is what I can do. But how do we, you know, let's have that conversation.
I think, first of all, like you said, people have to be willing to help. And people are. What you realize, all this earth, if you were alone by yourself, you have everything yourself. That's a very, very boring life. Let's just be honest. We're social beings. And we want to step in and help each other. And what has worked, what we've realized has worked around the world is communities being able to step up and connect and be able to assist, to be able to provide that relief. The relief starts from within. It's not a big entity coming in or a big organization. There's not enough money for any one organization to fix a flood problem for a city. Are you kidding me? The people who have money too, they're suffering from it. So in my personal experience, what I have done is work on tools that help connect people. That's at the end of the day. And me, I'm an Nigerian engineering nerd. So electrical engineering, petroleum engineering. So we made some technologies to actually help people connect with each other. And so just in the small ways, as long as you can connect to the next neighbor, because one of the coordination issues in disaster relief is the awareness of where things are. There were wildfires in the United States, and they used technology, some of the work we did, to connect to where things are. It tells you where things are, exactly how much it is. And it only tells enough people how much is there, because you don't want a mob, you don't want more disaster, right? So finding out how we can coordinate better, finding out how we can run our logistics better is key. And we put people on space. We do magic, right? We're sitting here in the studio, but somebody's watching us like they're next to us, in front of us. We have technology to do these great things. Why not do it for the fundamental human relationship aspects of helping each other?
Country.
That's right.
Thank you for that. Thank you for being optimistic. But then my country.
This is Nigeria.
Now let's have a little bit of comparison and contrast. We understand that United States celebrated its independence at 250. That's way long. But Nigeria was just beginning. So just recently, you know, the World Cup and all of that. We saw a video where in NYC there was a whole lot of flooding. Now, considering, I'm trying to compare and contrast to see if it can really work here, because it's not looking like, oh, these people, they are playing rocket science over there, and we just can't get things done right here. What was used, like the measures that was taken to be able to curb everything, and the World Cup still went down despite the flooding?
So in World Cup viewing, that's what you're saying. Well, they had a will. They wanted it to happen. So we say 250 years America, we say 60 years here.
Nigeria.
Well, when were the humans here in Nigeria? Is it 60 years or before? They were collaborating before.
True.
They collaborated before it was named Nigeria. Let's remember that. Like, we collaborated. We did not become Benin Empire, Yoruba Empire, and all. We did not become these things by being isolated. It took a village, so to speak, right? Pun intended. It took a village. And so we have lost the sense of community connection. We've lost the sense of understanding that you are your neighbor's keeper. And if your neighbor is not strong, then they're a weak link in your chain, and your street might have issues. If your practices in your neighborhood are not strong, the way you handle waste, the way you treat it, right? You're gonna have, you don't have to leave the bad meat in the dustbin for the rat to come and affect just your neighbor. It affects all of you. If you do it, if your neighbor does it, it affects you. So we have busy lives, we have a lot of problems we work on, right? I dig ground now, I'm here too, and I see it. But one thing is, what we see repeatedly, anytime you introduce a way for people to help, people engage. And the easier it is, right? Like, nobody has to do this, but in our case, we have an app, right? We created an app to be able to connect with people nearby.
Great.
Which is pretty cool. We even, you know what we did? Because it's for humans, right? It's all of us. We have it in Pidgin. We have it in Yoruba. We have it in, anyways. So, speak your language, whatever you want. Connect with your neighbor. It's that simple.
True.
And do that on every way. You don't need technology to even do that. Do that every day. We are the people, right? And so we existed for 60 years. We will keep existing as long as we learn to work with it.
Well said. Thank you, brother. I needed you to mention that. That was important.
Exactly. Because I was getting to that real quick, because I wanted to find out, you know, how can communities, I think you already answered that, you know, how can communities in large actually be part of the solution, instead of always relying on government's relief and all of that? And you are one person that is actually taking a step forward, you know, to actually do this right now. But looking at it in a larger action right now, how can communities be part of the solution instead of always government, you know, relying on government's relief? Yeah.
I can speak of a solution that I use. It is okay for me. Well, for me, we realized that even folks that travel a lot, they'll have some food in their fridge and then they have to leave.
Exactly.
And there's excess there, but they're not going to take the time. You know how much time it takes to say, do you want this? Do you want this sandwich? Do you want this? Do you want this? I have all. It's easy. What's the next alternative? Some dustbin in the corner. Or to come back and your fridge is smelling like there's a new social experiment going on. So we figured everybody has, I don't have a phone on me, respect for the house. But everybody has a smartphone. If you download something that can help you connect with people, it's easy. And then we also understand, humans existed in villages. Humans existed in villages for thousands of years. And so you can create village. So to your point, Sugar, you can create a village on an app and say, this is for my community. This is for my people. And anytime you have an opportunity for something, so this is just my method, for example, it takes like 30 seconds, I put something on the app, you take a picture. You can't even select for your gallery. I want to know, say, the thing where you put for me.
Yeah, so it's not
the same thing.
Not screenshot.
Don't be screenshots. We have detector mechanism. We do maths now. We do all the things. So we make sure, like, you take a picture, it pings anybody around you and say, hey, something's available near you, but it doesn't give you the location, because the other thing you don't want, the logistics, you don't want a mob of people
just coming to your place.
So they don't give that away. But once they place a request and you accept, so you offer it, somebody places a request, you accept, then it connects both of you, disappears for everybody else, and then you can decide, I want to do it in public, I can do it in private.
Cool stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. Really.
But communities need to be able to step in, just get involved.
Get involved.
It's very simple.
Okay, so talk about communities. Yes, we've heard you.
Yes.
We are the communities.
That's
now
right.
to policymaker, real quick, very brief. If you had the opportunity to advise policymakers, because these people doing things and they are being proactive, making things, curbing instances of disasters, they don't have two heads. So yes, exactly. So what advice do you have for policymakers? Like three things that they're supposed to prioritize for these disasters and communities.
Make policy simple to understand.
One.
Understand that you have to encourage private partnerships, because policy opens the door, but partnership makes people walk through it.
Okay.
So encourage that.
Private partnerships.
3, support and advertise what works, and the only way to do that is to track what works.
What works?
What about grants? You didn't mention grants.
So we have a very, very good point. When you say grants, people think free money. One of the most important words in the phrase non-profit is the word profit.
Profit,
It doesn't come forever.
True.
So we've understood that a lot of solutions that people try to implement and grants, it requires an immense amount of effort of benevolence. Every single time you have a huge issue, wouldn't it be so much easier if you never needed so much help every time you have an issue?
True.
You don't shop for an umbrella during the rain.
Yeah.
So getting grants is, there's a problem, let's get a grant to solve it. Let's buy umbrellas, it's raining. If everyone has small umbrellas and they know they walk around with umbrellas, the rain is not even an issue, right? You don't worry about it, it's in your pocket. So providing tools, having grants, but the grants is not just spent on calories. It's not just spent on about bread and milk and eggs and rice, bags of rice. No, the grant is spent on solutions. Because solutions will stay forever.
Sure.
The food doesn't.
Okay.
The next day is done.
That makes sense. Thank you so much. So one last thing before we let you go. Now, looking at the Nigerian watching you right now, what is that one word you use to encourage them, to let them know that you can build a safer community by being proactive? What is that word of encouragement to give Nigerians watching?
One word.
Yeah.
Share.
Maybe.
One sentence.
Share. Sharing made simple. That's the one I know. Now the one where I know. Sharing made simple. I am a firm believer that philosophical ideas, inspirational ideas are great, but we've had that since the beginning of time. Actionable instructions are better. actionable instructions are better. So I can give my own actionable instruction that I do, right? Thehungryapp.com. That's what I do. Is people connect, do what you do. Find out what works for you, right? That's what works for me. Find out what works for you. Make sure you can connect, but take action to share.
Yeah.
If you don't share with your community will not stand.
Great. So how can they reach out to you real quick? For people watching and probably wonder, oh, I love your ideas, great innovation. How can they find you?
So our company is called The Hungry App, and so for ours, at The Hungry App, THEHUNGREEAPP. But if you just type HUNGREEAPP, it'll come out. And then we are on Instagram, all the social media basically, TikTok, the whole works. And reach out. We're looking for partnerships. We're looking for people who want to help and understand it. But what we care more is education. So reach out if you need us to come and bring your community together. We've done it a lot, and we've built resilient communities. So.
Okay, thank you so much. I really had a great time. I had a very fun session.
Thank you.
This is really insightful and impactful as well. And well done to you too. So
Thank
we'll
you.
see more of you here. So you have more apps.
Don't worry, I found a room in the corner somewhere.
Okay, good. So we tell that to Mr. Moses. You give me a
I'll be over there soon.
All right, so
Thank
we
you very
understand
much.
that disaster relief is not just about attending to emergency, but building a community to make people feel safe and to have a sense of belonging. That is really important. So he's saying that we should take actionable actions and instructions as well. Because when it said that, I remembered the use of a plane. You go through instructions to let the plane fly, and it makes it work. Yeah, that works. Thank you so
Repeatedly.
much. Yes, repeatedly. All right, so we often tell people to believe in themselves, to dream big, do the hustle, and you get the grind, you keep it going. But in the midst of the whole hustle and bustle, do we still get to laugh? Is humor still part of us in this part of the world? Yes, we'll get the conversation coming right next after this break with our new guest.